Let's face it, every single one of us has always wanted to do that. And I just did it. I'm trying to dress like Crockett, but I'm feeling more like Tubbs. Anyway, this is my new car, and it is not a Fiero. That's right, guys, the engine is not in the back like a Testarossa or a Fiero. The engine is up front. This is a 1989 Pontiac Formula Firebird rebodied into a Ferrari Testarossa replica. This particular car is kind of special to me because I've got to tell you a story about when I was a little kid, a little teenager. In Fort Worth, Texas, I had seen an ad where I lived about Firebird and Trans Am parts for sale. Now, I had an 82 Firebird, my first car, and I went to go check on these parts. It was bumpers and fenders and hoods and hatches. And I see these cars in the parking lot of the place. Turns out it was a place called Spectre Automotive, and they made this, the Turborossa, a Ferrari replica. The guy that was making them was a guy named Paul Wilkins, distinguished old English guy with white hair, kind of like Michael Caine. And I was just enthralled by this man and what this guy was doing with these cars. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was amazing. Well, I fell in love with these, and he fell in love with me. He used to let me hang around his shop. He really took me under his wing and started mentoring me. And I firmly believe that the reason that I am in the car industry today is because of the impact that Paul left on me. The life advice and sitting and watching him turn regular Camaros and Firebirds into these amazing, cool-looking Ferrari Testarossa replicas. It really left something in my heart and my mind and inspired me to do what I do today. So I want to pay tribute to my friend Paul and his work, the Spectre Automotive Turborossa. And I'd like to show you this car. Let's talk about it. Wow, look at the lines of this thing. Now, I know Ferrari Testarossa aficionados are going to notice that the gap between here and the wheel well isn't as long. Same goes for up front. There should be some little black scoops that go in here. There should be a side window here. This door should be much shorter. We could pick this thing apart all day long, but I really think the build quality of this thing is really good. And to the untrained eye that doesn't really know what a Testarossa looks like, because they've probably never seen one in person, they think this thing is totally legit. And I've been driving this thing around here, Las Vegas, for the last few days, and I just get nothing but smiles, thumbs up, and people yelling out the window, "Hey man, great car." This thing is fantastic, and unlike a real Testarossa, it runs. Literally had a guy tell me, "I know that's not a real Testarossa because you're driving it with the air conditioning on." This is a regular 1989 Formula Firebird with air conditioning, cruise control, tilt wheel, big roomy inside, even a back seat and a trunk. But it still looks cool like a real Testarossa and gets like 15 miles a gallon on top of it. This thing rides beautifully. What an amazing car. Let's pop the hood on this thing. Just like any other Firebird. It's hard to open the hood. There we go. It opens. Let's crack it open. And there it is, the tune port injected TPI motor they put in all the Trans Ams. This thing is rock solid. This car only has 34,000 miles on it, but I remember Paul, his car had 250,000 miles on it. I think this is the same exact engine that's in that 1986 Corvette I just bought, and I have a 1988 GTA with the same motor in it. This thing fires up instantly every time, purrs like a kitten. Air conditioning works, everything works. This motor's super clean, very happy with it, very easy to drive. This thing is a daily driver, and you can get the parts for this thing at O'Reilly's or wherever. You go down to AutoZone and get anything you want for this car. And unlike a Testarossa, you don't have to take the engine out every 10,000 miles. And it's probably just as fast. Let me pop the trunk for you. Now here's where the engine would normally be on this car. A very well maintained trunk. I love how he made this nice covered area so it's just not fiberglass, it's a nice cover. It looks very factory. I have a full trunk back here, full spare tire, jack, everything I need. Lots of room to do whatever I want to do. Very authentic looking Ferrari taillights. This is all metal. very, very rigid. I mean, it's solid. I mean, the average person really wouldn't know the difference. Check out the soft close on this thing, just like a Cadillac. I don't know if you could barely tell, but it pulls itself down. This was a premium Firebird ride. Man, when I was a teenager, to have an '89 Formula, oh my God, that car was so beautiful. And to have this particular car, it is so awesome. Let's check out the inside. Okay, never mind the phone cord here. Let me pull that out of the way. Speaking of phone, let me crawl into this thing. There's a little bit of wear on the seat over there. Car phone. I mean, you might have a cell phone. I have a car phone. This thing is legit. That's a real working phone that was put in this car. You'll also notice that the regular shifter has been replaced with this nice white ball. Kind of looks like a gated shifter, though it's not. The rest of this is really just Firebird with a little wood accenting. The average person doesn't really know what the interior of a Ferrari looks like. And quite frankly, I was always very disappointed with the Ferrari interior. Now my plan with this car is I'm going to take all this out and replace it with red carpet, red leather seats, red everything. We're going to make a red interior in this car, white with the red. It's going to be fantastic. You know it will. Nice Bluetooth stereo, air conditioning, trunk popper, and of course, the pop-up lights. Now these lower fog lights and blinkers, those are genuine Ferrari lights. And these, oh, you gotta love the pop-up lights. The pop-up lights are the best. I love them. Wow. These air scoops are actually genuine. I mean, air goes in here through the body and then out down the back. I don't know how aerodynamic that is. On the real Ferrari, this would have had scoops that went into twin radiators on each side. Where I think this car gets it done better than the Fiero kits that I've seen, the Fiero kits always look really weird. There's just something about the proportions. Even this car, being a Trans Am, still isn't big enough. The real Testarossa is kind of a big car. I mean, look at the ass of this thing. I mean, seriously, look at the ass of this thing. Is this thing not gorgeous? The back of a Testarossa is probably one of the coolest rear ends of a car that there is. I mean, the metal grille. Now, normally on a real Testarossa, this whole grille area would be open to let air from the engine and the exhaust vent out. This would also be kind of an open grate as well, because you would have that flat V12 engine back there, which coincidentally has like 2 DeLorean fuel distributors, 2 Bosch Jetronics. But look at the back of this thing and the way these things line up. I mean, even for I don't like to call this a kit car, because this wasn't a kit you could build. It came as a turnkey car that was rebodied. And look at how the lines line up on this thing. Let me show you some of the body panels. Look at how these body panels line up on this door. Forget this nonsense, but the gap is amazing. Look at how this fits together. Check out how this rear deck lid is flush. I mean, the lines on this car for a replica are really well done. The badges are all legit. You know, look at how that door, look how that hip and that door just line up. I mean, listen, this is a, you know, relatively cheap version of a car. I mean, I bought it for like 1/10 the price of what a Testarossa would cost. Okay, but I still kind of get the fun of driving one and the looks, you know, the little air scoop down there, the metal grills, the real badges. I mean, it's a totally everyday practical driving car, and it looks fantastic. Now I do want to get, these are weld wheels. I want to get some real Testarossa looking wheels on there. Some other things I know that are different is this gas cap would normally be right up here. And then also there should be a window there, but I'm going to try to put an actual window. I'm going to try to actually cut this and put a Testarossa glass there. All right, so let's go back in time and see little Robbie, me, when I was like 16, 17 years old. When I had my little VHS camcorder, this is probably 1990, 91, where I'm at Paul's shop at Spectre Automotive in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm going to show you some behind the scenes of when we were hanging out looking at the Turborossas, and I was dreaming about these cars, dreaming that one day I would get to be riding in one of these. But here I am owning one. It's so cool. Let's go back and watch some of those videos.
Dream, 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 dream. Dream on. All I have to do is dream. Man. There you go.
You might want to back up a little bit.
What?
You might want to back up because you can't get the full view of the car. Oh, it's for me. Yes. I could do this. I could drive this 100 days. I could handle this.
It says SP on the top. What does it mean?
Oh, that doesn't mean. I do like your dad does in the video. Hello. Oh, Wilkins.
I laugh so much about it. It's funny.
Here are just a few of the cars.
Dun, dun.
You got your camera back?
Oh yeah, this is a different one.
What happened to that other one? You never did get it back?
Yeah. This is the one I want.
Dun, 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 dun.
How much did you pay for that one?
A lot.
It doesn't have sound, huh?
Yes.
It does.
Oh, shut it.
Ding, ding.
Yeah, there we go. Straighten it out. Go back this way. You know what? You know what? There you go. Right there's R. So you're just going to drop it down?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's very rude to
Yeah, well, you might as well be holding a specialty car magazine or something.
to be reading a book.
Are you going to take your glasses off or leave them on through the whole thing?
Yeah, don't forget to take your glasses off when you set the book down.
Okay,
Because you didn't do it last time.
I didn't.
You didn't. Okay. All right, you want to do a real take here?
Might as well. First one's usually the best.
Hello, my name is Paul Wilkins, President and founder of Spectre Automotive. Spectre Automotive's roots are deeply planted in the high-tech reinforced plastic, and I have spent over 34 years designing and developing high-tech products in a diverse range from high-speed military boats to submarines. Here are just a couple of the products that we manufacture in the exotic line, made from fiber composite materials of various types. Normally we discuss fiberglass and generalize far too much. Just run out of fucking steam again. And how can you stop? I've got to get back into that, eh?
You're doing good.
You actually
You're doing
stop from here, right? And you go back into it.
Okay, let's just
So
take
I'll
it.
just
Just
walk
take it
across.
from the yeah. Okay, roll.
Hi, welcome to the exciting world of Spectre Automotive. My name's Paul Wilkins. I'm president and founder of a company that's devoted to quality, high-tech reinforced plastic products. Here are just a couple of the products we manufacture, and I'd like to take the opportunity to not sit on the car. I totally ran out of fucking words.
Notice that.
Me.
You. Hello! He said what? He said hello! He didn't, he fuck, what did he do? I need him in the box! And when what he said? He said, He didn't.
Well, you arsehole, every go-kart goes through a rigorous 40-point check system. Yeah. Every go-kart goes through a rigorous 40-point inspection before being passed to shipment, ensuring every go.
Take a breath and every go.
The unique eye appeal of the race car design of the Pro-Am, of the. The unique eye appeal of the is the of the and of the. The unique eye appeal of the race car design creates a desire to drive this go-kart, doesn't matter fucking what. So,
The exciting new Turborossa. The exciting old.
complete with pop-up hood.
Yeah, the hood's up. Are you having new Spectre badges made?
Still goes like a train. I mean, say what you like about the rotten old thing, but it still goes.
Good old Chevy.
Really, really quick. Real quick, you know?
What would you rather have, the Family Man station wagon or this?
This one comes
The Ford Taurus. Next to that.
with 2 children, screaming brats, and dog. Yeah, shame about that. Those damn bumpers are expensive.
Yeah.
Sadly, my friend Paul Wilkins died about 2008 or so. He didn't get to see my success. He didn't get to see the cars I got to build. He didn't get to see what an influence he was on me. But he was a dear friend. I cared about him a lot. I miss him terribly, and I'm so proud to own one of his cars. So when people ask me, why did I buy this thing? Well, that's why. It meant a lot to me. I feel a small connection to him when I'm with this car. And who knows, maybe I was there when it was being built, I don't know. But having it just means something to me. So that's why I have it, not to mention the fact that it's really cool. And I've always loved Trans Ams. I've probably got 5 of them now. So this is my small tribute to Paul, Spectre Automotive, the Turborossa. And there'll be more on this car coming up. I'm gonna take it over to my buddy Chris's house that you saw in the video I did with the Ferrari 458. He has a real white Testarossa. We're gonna get them side by side and do a comparison. So if you wanna see what it's like to take a kit car like this and put it next to a real white Ferrari Testarossa, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications if you like seeing these videos live. Sometimes I pop in live. Anyway, a lot more to come with this car and some of my other cars. I gotta head back to Dallas to pick up our 43rd DeLorean time machine that'll be going to the Barrett-Jackson auction here in Las Vegas this June. So a lot of really fun stuff happening. What do you think how do you think I look in white? You've never seen me wear white before. I'm kind of digging it. I kind of like it. It's kind of weird. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is the Turborossa, and I'm Videobob. I broke something. I broke something. I broke something bad. I broke something. I think I broke the drive shaft.